Hi everybody, Ryan Thompson here, Account Supervisor at Bailey Gardner. Today I'm going to be sitting down with the General Manager of Sign On San Diego, Mike Hodges, and talking a little bit about what's going on in the publishing industry and some trends that he's seen, and also pick his brain a little bit about what's going on with Sign On San Diego and where they're headed in the future. This is my second interview in a series of interviews that I'm going to be doing with marketing, PR, advertising professionals here in the San Diego industry. So hopefully you learn a little bit. Thanks, and enjoy being here with Mike Hodges, the General Manager from Sign On San Diego. And if you haven't heard about Sign On San Diego, you must be living in a cave somewhere. They're San Diego's #1 local website. They have over 31 million page views a month, and they drive about 3 million unique visitors a month. So we're really happy to have you here today, Mike. Thanks for coming in.
Great
Appreciate it. You were previously with Freedom Communications, correct?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so Freedom Communications owns 33 newspapers around the country, including the Orange County Register up north. So I was Vice President of Sales for their Interactive and had an opportunity to come down to San Diego when Platinum Equity bought the Union Tribune. Now I'm currently General Manager of Sign On San Diego, so it's been a great move.
And you're also the VP of Interactive for the Union Tribune, correct?
I am. I wear a couple hats at the company.
Very cool. Mike obviously has a history in the newspaper industry and the publishing industry, and specifically in the digital space. Can you tell us a little bit about changes that you've seen happen and kind of where that industry is going?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an interesting time for publishers. Most newspapers around the country, the actual circulation is going down. Advertising revenues are going down. It's interesting, if we look at the decade of the last 10 years, classified advertising, which was really the most profitable piece of any newspaper, has gone on a steep decline. In fact, across the country in the employment category, we've lost 91% of our business in the last 10 years.
Oh my gosh.
So you talk about just a transformation that's happening right now, from the sort of print side to the digital side. Every newspaper is going through that right now. The issue is, though, we're not able to monetize our websites, i.e. Sign On San Diego, the way that we can, the traditional newspapers. So, we're looking at different sort of advertising models, revenue models, transaction models to overcome.
Kind of forcing you to actually make changes, and I think people that are actually leaders in this space are taking advantage of some of the opportunities out there.
Yeah, I think that what we're finding is you have innovations like the iPad, for instance. That, a lot of consumers are getting their news on the iPad. Things like Twitter and Facebook. I mean, they're all part of this whole ecosystem of news now. And for us, for instance, in our newsroom, we're trying to be digital first, which means we want our writers to be blogging immediately about a story that they're covering. And at the end of the day, we'll look at all the best blogs, all the best stories, and that's the information that actually gets in the newspaper. So you're starting to see newspapers kind of evolve to that because people want their news immediately.
That's really interesting because the newspaper is old by the time you get
it. It might be a little bit old, but certainly the editors added a little bit extra to it for that printed piece.
Tell me a little bit about readers' habits and how those are changing.
Because we're trying to really satisfy a couple different audiences, right? So we've got this older audience that they like to get their paper every day and read it that way. So and that's a majority of the people that subscribe to the Union Tribune. So we're trying to satisfy their needs. We're also trying to satisfy the needs of younger people that they're getting their news on their iPhone or from their Twitter account or what have you. So we've got to be sort of digital first for those people. We've got to put out a great print product as well for the people that are a little bit older.
For advertisers that are thinking about, working with a company like Sign On San Diego, how can they integrate both of those channels? Because obviously you have those different audiences that you can reach, and you could also touch them multiple times potentially, because some people get the paper and read the online version as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that's where newspapers are uniquely positioned, right? Because in most markets we've got the biggest footprint in terms of the print publication and the biggest local website. So as we look at it, it's a wonderful opportunity for advertisers to hit the demographics that they want to, both in print and online. And I think you're seeing more newspapers that are bundling packages for advertisers where they can really get a lot of exposure. And sort of actionable leads and
what are your thoughts on the video and interactivity in the space right now? I mean, that's growing exponentially. I mean, are there any cool things that you can share with us that maybe your company is doing, or some things that you've seen that are really interesting?
Yeah, we're very excited about video. In fact, we're beefing up our video staff as we speak, bringing in some very talented people to oversee that. What we're seeing is the consumption of video on our website is skyrocketing. Our issue right now is we don't have enough video to actually provide those consumers.
Right.
And I think what you're seeing with a lot of newspaper websites is that there's not enough content out there in terms of video, and for advertisers, there's not enough impressions for them.
Right.
So we'll get large national companies that will want to advertise in terms of our targeting our video audience, but we don't have enough video views for them. So I think you'll see newspapers that try to invest more into it, but right now it's a little bit different.
In the last few months, some of the successful things that you've seen happen, maybe the Daily Deal is one of them, or things that other advertisers out there here locally, nationally can start thinking about that you guys are going to be implementing in the future.
Yeah, we're very excited about our Daily Deal program. It's no secret we sort of copied the Groupon model, but for us as a newspaper and most other newspapers, it's a perfect marriage of our asset bases, which are our big advertiser base and our big audience, right? So in this business model, we get in the middle of that transaction, and instead of charging the advertiser, advertising dollars, we actually take a piece of that transaction. So I think you're going to see more and more newspapers look for these type of transactional models going forward. We launched our Daily Deal program in April of 2010. In 2011, we're projecting it to be a third of the revenue for Sign-On San Diego. So that growth is just
programs that you guys have in the works now that you might be able to share.
You bet. So we're certainly looking at a number of different transaction models once again around this whole Daily Deal space. I mean, we really feel that this is a new way that consumers are going out to purchase. So we're looking at some different transactions, companies that we're looking to buy, as well as just kind of rounding out that suite of service. So for us, I think it's a wonderful opportunity. We're leading the newspaper industry right now in terms of revenue with Daily Deal, and so we just really want to kind of expand that into 2011.
I'm really excited to see the application you come up with for the iPad.
No question. We are working very hard on that, and we did not want to launch an iPad app that quite frankly was lame. We wanted to have something that is going to have tremendous impact and be something that works very well with consumers and advertisers. So we've sort of taken a wait and see approach. But we're excited to say in 2011 we will have an iPad app.
Well, thanks a lot, Mike, for coming in today. I just wanted to thank you, and we really appreciate all the advice.
Yeah, the future is bright. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
Yep.
Appreciate it. All right.